is spreading twice as quickly as the original strain, and people who are infected with it carry around much more virus. Getting vaccinated is the best defense we have against COVID, including against the Delta variant. Now check this out. The vaccine is free, safe, and effective. Time to protect yourself is now. Learn more at kingcounty.gov/vaccine. Rainier Avenue Radio presents All Music All Day Saturday. Music All Day Saturday.
This is Edwin Bailey, Bulldog Blue.
Jazz from the Cabinets.
That's right. It's time once again for Jazz from the Cabinets with Big Poppy.
Start time.
Thanks for tuning in. My name is Paul Pierce. This is Start Time.
Saturdays, all music, all day. Reggae Hour, K-Fox Night.
Looking for the perfect beat? Yeah, it's the beat of the Fox.
Fresh Juice with D-Money in it.
Myself, D-Money.
Nice Size Patron.
Taylor Hart.
Resistencia, the Northwest Rap Game.
DJ Medina. Chad Cheddar. Northwest Rap Game.
Sergio Lacour's Love Line.
It's Sergio's Love Lines with Sergio LaCour. Go to the phone line. Tell them who we
Sea Monster Radio, Mojam. This is your jam.
We're live. Welcome to Mojo Mondays. This is KDMTV Music Media. Caller Goddess for Mojo Mondays.
Just my God is inspiration all day and all night. Saturdays on Rainier Avenue Radio App. Friends of Waterfront Seattle presents Pier Sounds, an October concert series of Pier on the downtown Seattle water, featuring sensational regional bands and artists, including the Black Tone on October 2nd. These free, family-friendly concerts welcome everyone to come and enjoy live music and the sights and sounds of Seattle's waterfront. Pier 62 was home to one of the most iconic and popular music events in the city, Summer Nights on the Pier. Pier Sounds concert series forges this memory with new energy and music on a revitalized Pier 62 to reignite the sense of celebration and community in the place where it all began. Pier Sounds' new concert series at Pier 62.
Visit puresounds.org for free tickets and more info.
This is Rainier Avenue Radio .world.
Welcome to Real Estate and Money, a half-hour program on Rainier Avenue Radio .world designed to help you whether you're a buyer, seller, investor, or renter in real estate. Your hosts are two local professionals who will escort you on your journey. Violeta Strash, who has years of media advertising and marketing experience and brings this extensive knowledge to John L. Scott Real Estate. John L. Scott Real Estate and all our clients. And Tina Lombard, who is a mortgage loan originator with guaranteed rate Affinity with over 28 years of experience. And now here's Violeta and Smith.
Well, hello.
Hi.
How's everybody doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, great. I'm doing great. So you got the fall leaves?
I got the fall leaves. We've had some rain, so it was time for those leaves to turn color.
Yes. Well, welcome everybody to the show. Thank you for joining us in this rendition of Real Estate and Money. And I'm your host, Tina Lombard, along with
Violeta Strash with John L. Scott.
Yes, and today we're going to talk to you about some very interesting things. So the weather is turning, such as illustrated on V's backdrop. And as you can see, my leaves are starting to turn brown outside my window. But we're going to talk about winterizing your home and making sure you get everything cleared out from summer in expectation of the winter months. And we're also going to talk about refinancing or doing your mortgage before December 31st to see if you can get some tax write-offs before next year.
Yay.
Yes. But before we do that, Violeta always starts off with what's going on in our market as far as the real estate purchases are concerned. So Violeta, take it away.
Okay, we're looking at inventory for King County. And is it my phone that's doing this, Daniel? I'm sorry. Let me throw this over there. Okay, sorry. King County, active listings, 516 homes. And sold 584. That is from last Tuesday to this Tuesday at the average price of $1,088,000. Last year it was $1,014,000. So it went down a little bit. amazing, 7% down. As far as building a home, if you're flipping, investing, and want to make some changes that way, square footage for 2020, the price was $387 a square foot. This year, $454 a square foot. That's a 17% increase. And days on the market, houses are sitting around not as long as they were last year. Last year was 30 days. This year, we're looking at 19 days, or that's a 42% decrease in the number of days. So things are still selling pretty fast out there. In King County. Now for Pierce County, last week we saw 243 homes come into the market and sold. Homes going out of the market, 306 homes at an average price of $533,000. And you know what? It was pretty flat year to year. This year, same price. So as far as square footage, we're looking at August to August because September's not quite all in yet, but same thing with King County. But 2020, the average price per square foot was $223. This year's $268, and that's a 20% increase. Days on the market, homes are sitting around a little less, 31 days last year versus 18 days this year. That's 42% less number of days. And then in Snohomish County, we have 199 homes that are on the market and 276 homes sold at $719,000. And this year, $693,000, so down 4% from last year. Square footage wise, we're looking at $273 last year. Right now, it's high. It's $329 a square foot to refinish or remodel your home at 21% increase. And then days on the market, last year was 29 days. This year, 16 days, 45% less number of days. So it's quick. It's still pretty quick. Homes are selling. And it still is a seller's market. So sellers, where are you? We need your homes. If you're interested, please give me a call. And you see my number up there to call me if you are interested in selling, buying, renting, investing in real estate. So there you have it. Market update.
Right. Well, okay. And just to update on you on the rates, that sort of thing. So we've been seeing a lot of fluctuation in the rates, going up, going down. The rates are starting to rise again, and they usually do start to rise this time of the year. So if you are thinking about buying and selling, what happens is there's less people out in the market looking for homes as interest rates rise. So sellers, I know that it's a seller's market, but it's getting not to be. So if you're sitting on the fence whether you should or should not, I think you should call Violeta up and get a real good estimate from a professional whether you should buy or sell, or sell your home right now. This market's not going to stay here forever.
And then getting a home equity loan of credit too, right? To do those remodels. You heard the square footage prices. It's still a good time to get a HELOC.
It is,
loan, right?
It is. And, a lot of people don't realize is that when the market goes up, and let's say you have $500,000 owing on your house, and your house is worth $700,000, you've got $200,000 worth of equity. Maybe the bank would give you 80% of that. So maybe the bank gives you, $580,000 worth of, what have you, maybe $80,000 cash out. But if you have a $500,000 balance and the value of your home goes to $1.3 million, we're able to cash out and give you more cash out back on your house. So whether you want to sell your house or not, if you want to get equity out on your house, you want to time it so the market is when your house is the most profitable or most valuable. So if your house is most valuable, like right now, let's say at 1.3, and next year, things cool off and now it's worth 1, you're not going to get as much cash out. So if you're thinking about getting cash out for whatever reason, home improvement, going around the world, education, pay off loans, you want to strike when the market and the value of your house is the highest. And now you're looking at a very good time.
Okay.
So what are we starting out with today, V? Finances or your house?
I think we're talking about refinancing. Let's get people prepared for the end of the year stuff.
Right. And the thing is, what we want to talk about today is, when you choose to refinance your house or purchase your house, there are certain closing costs in which you can write off. Okay, closing costs. Now, I'm not a tax accountant, and I don't profess to be or anything like that, but you have to talk to your tax accountant or CPA or somebody who's licensed to do this. But if you just go ahead and Google, costs that you can write off on your tax returns related to finances, you'll find a broad list of different items. So what you want to do is you want to refinance now. If you're going to refinance, if you're going to take cash out or you're going to go for a lower rate, wouldn't you want to do it in 2021 so that in 2021's tax returns, you can write off those taxes? Or do you want it to fund on January 1st? And then you have to wait another entire year to actually write off those taxes.
Right.
So usually between September and October, it's a kickoff where everybody says, oh my gosh, I need to refinance right now. Because if I can refinance right now, my appraisal, maybe my title, maybe my origination fee, maybe any other work, any other of the fees that, like legal and recording fees, application fees, inspection fees, attorney fees, appraisal fees, all these fees you can keep tabulation of. And when you do settle, you can bring that settlement sheet to your CPA or tax accountant and see if they can write that off on their shares taxes. Okay. So a lot of times between September and October, people are applying in anticipation that's going to take anywhere from 30 days to 60 days to refinance your home. So have you ever refinanced your home? Have you ever went through something like that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
of course.
How long did it take?
It was relatively quick.
Okay.
And back then, it's been a while.
Okay, yes. Now, when you say relatively quick, you mean like 30 days?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And so I'm asking that because, that's typical. Last year when COVID hit, you're talking 60, 90 days for refinance. It was bottlenecked. I got phone calls from companies saying, we can't fund your last 5 loans for this month because we just don't have the capacity. People are saying, we're going to lock your loan for 60 days minimum. We are not taking refinances under 60 days. And I'm like, oh my gosh, all these people want to refinance and they couldn't.
Yeah.
Well, so people we've caught up. There's the bottleneck for COVID and everything has slowed down. We've caught up. A lot of companies have reinvested in staffing and that sort of thing. They staffed up. And we've streamlined a lot of the procedures as far as closing a loan. But now we can close a loan in 21 days. Mm-hmm. There are some appraisers or there are some loans we can do out there, some refinances where we don't even require an appraisal. Okay, wow. So we're just like, okay, look, you've paid your house for the last 12 months, you're blah, 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 you got this interest rate, this type of value, you make this type of income. We don't even need an appraisal. We'll just refinance your loan. But those take the shortest amount of time because it's the easiest. So you don't have to wait a week to 10 days for an appraisal. So we can close that in 21 days. So other people may take a little bit longer. Maybe you've got a second lien behind your first lien. You got Key Bank, and then you got a U.S. Bank second mortgage, or something like that. You got an FHA loan and then a second mortgage. So we have to take another 30 days to get that second lien holder to give us a subordination agreement. In other words, let us take the first place position again, and they agree to take the second place. It may take days to do that subordination. So that may take 30 to 40 days. Mm-hmm. Okay. Sometimes people are changing jobs or they're doing something funny or, something weird, or they're moving or something. And we just cannot, for whatever reason, close that loan in 30 days. And it takes 45 days to 60 days. If that be the case and you want to close before December 31st, go back and you'll see that by October 31st, you should have made your application. Okay.
October 31st, I better write that down.
Yeah, that's just like the bare minimum because then you have November and December. Okay, so usually you'll find at the very end of the year, even at the end of the month fee, if you remember, a lot of escrow and title people at the end of the month, they're freaking out. Everybody wants to close by the end of the month. Yes. And you can't get your client in to sign. The client's like, oh, I'm on vacation. It's the 31st and all this stuff. And you're like, we have to fund this, and so it's always a race to the finish. So you don't want that to happen to you. You want to actually get your loan funded. If you close towards the end of the month, it's cheaper as far as closing costs are concerned because we actually charge you days of interest. Okay. So if your first payment is on November 1st or what have you, and you close October 30th, for example, you may only have 2 days worth of interest. If you close October 1st and your first payment isn't until November 1st, we're going to charge you 30 days worth of interest. And if you have a $400,000 or $600,000 loan, it gets quite cumulative. So we always have refinances close at the end of the month by choice. A lot of times, V, do you remember when you did your refinance, you actually skipped a payment? Yes. So if you have like a $3,000 payment or something, and you're refinancing, of course we want you to keep paying your mortgage payments on time, no matter whether we got you approved or not. You still pay that on time, but we time it so you actually do skip a payment, which is really nice around Christmas time. Anyhow, okay. So if you can refinance, you close your loan like in November or December, you may be able to skip the next mortgage payment and use that for Christmas money. Okay, so that's a good thing to do. So as far as refinances really are concerned, as far as what your documentation is, it's the same as a purchase. You need your W-2s, you need your tax returns, bank statements, your ID, most importantly, your mortgage statement, and an insurance card to prove that you have insurance, and that's all it takes. So refinances are usually stress-free. People do it while they're watching TV and they're watching Netflix. People are filling out an application, they're signing papers. It's no big deal. Purchases are a nightmare sometimes, but refinances is like, you're eating popcorn, you're filling out the application. It's easy. So we encourage you, if you want cash out and everything else, or you just want to take your rate from 4.2 down to 2 point something, give me a call. Let's get cracking before November 1st. Okay. So I think we're at the halfway mark. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Tune in to Real Estate and Money every Tuesday afternoon from 2:30 to 3 here on Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Join your hosts Violeta Strash with John L. Scott Kent North and Tina Lombard with Guaranteed Rate Affinity. They'll help you navigate the waters of our volatile real estate market and offer you some guidance on how to make your hard-earned money work to make your dreams come true. Learn about current trends, get tips on financial matters, and have fun, interactive discussions about your home inside and out. That's Real Estate and Money.
Great. Okay. So what else we're talking today is, go ahead, B, because I'm
you okay? We are talking about fall and winter, preparing your home inside and out for inclement weather.
Mm-hmm.
And
right.
all that. So you want to start with the outside of the home?
Yes. So everybody, when the winter starts creeping around the corner and we have to get rid of summer, we want to make sure that our house is buttoned up. We want to make sure that things are in order to expect the snow and the rain. So when we talk about the outside of the home, we want to talk about things like your gutter. Make sure your leaves are clean. Make sure your gutter is completely clean so that you don't have to worry about rain and that sort of thing, your drainage. Also, you want to make sure all your patio furniture is tucked and put away, or maybe even tarped. A lot of patios furniture, they were not built to take all the extreme hits of snow and the winter cold temperatures. Make sure that your hot tub is either is turned down or what have you, and make sure that's all buttoned up and that's taken care of. If you have got like a canopy or an awning outside, some type of tent form or something that covers your deck, you want to make sure that's pulled back. So if there's any snow or hail or rain or something like that, it doesn't cave in your awning. So make sure you do that.
Or a windstorm that'll tear that awning off your house. If it's secured to your house, that happened to us. The awning flew off. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. See, and with us, we had a canopy and it snowed like maybe 18 inches one day, like in September, and me and my daughter were not expecting it, and it caved our complete awning in. So there goes $2,000. I mean, it was a big mistake. We just didn't take it down. So make sure you take that down. Now, in Colorado, we can get some extreme temperatures. We can go down to 20 degrees, 18 degrees, -5 degrees, what have you. So you make sure you go around your house. You take those hoses off the faucets and you wrap those faucets. And you make sure that you get the styrofoam warming pins or what have you. Do it now. Don't wait until it's going to be 20 degrees and it's a mad rush to Home Depot. But nobody has it.
Yes.
So make sure you wrap and even your sprinkler systems. If you have exposed pipes or anything like that, you want to wrap those pipes too, because that happened to me. Okay. Yeah. So make sure that all exposed pipes are wrapped. Okay, not just the faucet area, all exposed pipes are wrapped. You want to make sure that all of your plants, like your outdoor plants, if you have any plants in pots that are not going to sustain the weather, you make sure you bring them inside.
Or if there are any tree branches that you see look a little weak, ready to break off, you better cut those things down, because in a windstorm, that's going to hit something as it flies off the tree. Yeah.
That's the first thing. Now, you want to go around your house too. We're going to breach back into the inside of the house, but you want to go around your house and make sure there's no cracks. There is no whispering windows. Nothing's coming through the windows. If you have any doors, like your back door or your front door, and there is any wind coming from the bottom, you want to make sure they're sealed. So check the sealant and the seals on your doors. And on your window panes on the outside, make sure there's no cracks in the caulking or anything like that. Make sure that your windows are also tightened up.
Yes, and you can tell, I don't know if people know this, but you can tell when it starts looking foggy in the window. There's condensation happening, so you know that the seal is broken and it's failing. So you need to get those replaced if possible. So, and you want to make sure that everything in your garage that needs to get out of the way, that's less important than your car, is removed from the garage. Okay? So your car can actually fit in it. So if it snows or rains or hails, you've got something to protect your car. So make sure your cars and everything else have got room to get into a garage in case there is some heavy snow or hail that would damage your car. Yeah, and if you have a lawnmower and other gas-powered equipment, drain the fuel from those items that you're not going to use during the winter, so there's not a fire hazard happening.
This is good. So, okay, so B, what do you got on the inside? You got some inside news?
Inside, I'm thinking to get ready, I want to be warm. So I want to make sure my fireplace is working properly. I'd get that checked, look up there and make sure, you don't feel any drafts or any of that. There are burn bans a lot of times. So more and more people are switching to gas fireplaces, right? As opposed to wood burning. And so, check both of those items, check the flues, and make sure there's no leakage from up above on your fireplace. You don't want a fire in your home too. And then I would switch out my thin bedding for the warmer, fleece or whatever have you, warm blankets, throws all the way around, secure all the doors and the windows, make sure there's no drafts coming in. And I know Tina talked about that from the outside, but you can see all that stuff on the inside. Make sure you have flashlights and batteries handy, because there might be a windstorm that'll take that power down. And if you have to, invest in a generator. If your power goes out, several times during the winter, during the season, then I would invest on a generator just so you can cook. And some people have gas cooktops. So be careful when you do that you don't leave the gas on and cause an explosion or fire inside the house.
Yes. Right.
Propane tanks inside. Don't bring your barbecues inside. Leave those outside. Cook outside if you have to, but be safe as much as you can. Make sure you have water and non-perishable food handy in case of emergencies. Have a battery-powered radio so you can tune in to a local station to get updates on the situation, whatever it is, how long power or utilities are going to be out. So you're in touch with the outside world. In that regard, always have a first aid kit around. Handles. The power goes out.
And some other things you want to pay attention to. You want to make sure your water heater is flushed. Try to flush out your water heater. Make sure that's taken care of. If you need to do any type of point maintenance on your heater, make sure you take care if it's starting to rumble and make certain sounds and stuff. See if you can get a technician out there to make sure, especially if you have a gas heater and the ignition kind of goes off. So make sure you look at that. Ceiling fans, you want to switch your ceiling fans to go the opposite direction because now they push heat down.
Right.
So do that, and then
that's a good one. People forget to reverse the direction of the fan. Yeah.
And then something I was guilty of. I ran around here in February coughing and hacking and sneezing and all this kind of stuff. And, I forgot to change my air filter. My air filter was black as night. That thing had not been changed for like a year and a half. It was just disgusting. So I had to have ducts clean everything. But make sure you check your air filter. And yes, you have them. I didn't know we had them. Okay, so they filter the air, and when the winter comes and you start turning the thing on, if you're coughing and sneezing, it could be because you have not changed your air filter. So look for it. If you can't look for it, then find somebody, call somebody and get your heating technician down there to change your air filter.
And clean up the air ducts while you're at it, if you have to, right?
Yes. And now what I did too was I invested in a thermostat that is actually mounted to on the wall, and it's handheld. I can control everything from here, but I have an automatic thermostat and keep everything at 65 degrees, and strap your spouse's hands down or your kids' hands down so they don't change that thermostat. but get a wall thermostat and make sure the heat is always at 65. And if it gets to 65, it turns off, and make sure you control the heat in your house.
Yeah.
And that'll help you winterize. Mm-hmm.
So not only do you have to have supplies for yourself, but your pets too. Make sure you have everything ready for your family, including the little critters that you love so much.
Little critters, and ain't that something? And another thing I do too, my windows, I actually go to the fabric stores and I get plastic. You buy them in vinyl strips, and they're plastic. You buy them by the yard, and I cut them. I put them right on my windows on the inside in Seattle. And it keeps the whole house warm. So you get vinyl fabric from the store, put vinyl fabric, you put it on, and you just measure it, cut it out, and it just sticks right onto your window. And it saves a lot of heat.
Wow.
So I would do that every year, and then the summertime I'd rip them off. But that's
I've never heard of that. Where do you buy that?
Like the fabric store. If you go to the fabric store, just go in the back and just it's clear vinyl, and there's some of them are really, really thick, and you buy it just like you buy fabric. But I would just buy yards of it, and I'd take it home, and I'd measure my windows and cut them, and just put them on the windows. And I use them every year. I take them down every year, and I put them on every year.
Wow.
Yeah, but that's what we used to do, and it would save a lot on our bills.
Yeah. As we talked about last week when we talked about movers, if you need anybody, electrician, plumber, please call your trusted representative, me, Tina. Call us. We will get you connected to the right people. Licensed, bonded, professional companies that, don't try to get a cheap deal with a fly-by-night company.
No.
Yes, we'll help you.
Yeah. They'll charge you $300, but when it breaks, it's going to cost $8,000 now. If you could just went to a AAA type of person and got it done for $2,000, you'd be way ahead. But don't hesitate to call us. I've got people here. If you notice a leak in your roof right now, if you have a sunroof, sometimes you see a leak. Call us now, not when the hurricane hits, the storm hits. If there's something in your basement, if your basement smells moldy, then there's a leak somewhere. If you got a sub pump needs to go in or something. You make sure you call somebody now, not after it rains and there's 3 inches of water in your basement. That happens a lot.
Yes. Well, we have just a minute left. I want to just let everyone know about a couple of October events. Also, check your websites for any pumpkin patches, corn maze, hay rides, all that kind of stuff. But in Issaquah this weekend, Salmon Days. It's an annual event, really cool festival. Used to live there, so I'd go there every year. And then for you beer lovers, there's the Washington Beer Fresh Hop Festival and the Seattle Fresh Hop Beer Festival this weekend. So make sure you do that. And the next week, we will have a replay of our favorite, scariest places in Washington State. Daniel, our lovely producer, is going to be on vacation in Iceland for the week.
Oh, nice.
A show. And
Send
it'll
us
be
pictures,
our
Daniel.
only thing. Yes. Okay, and after our show, we have that guy, Curtis, right? With what is his name again? Paul Porter. That guy, our Curtis show. Stay tuned for that. Okay, thank you. Thanks for joining in. See you in a couple weeks live.
Real Estate and Money with your hosts, Violeta, Strash, and Tina Lombard. For more information, call 206-717-4490. That's 206-717-4490. Go to the Rainier Avenue Radio.world website to find the Real Estate and Money schedule, or tune in to our live show every Tuesday afternoon from 2:30 to 3. We will help you find your dream home.